Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're gonna be talking about smart masks, how to do, how to create your own mask and how to modify them, or smart materials, a lot of stuff we're gonna be talking today. Okay, and a little disclaimer here: I'm not gonna be talking about anything related to theory, anything like that. Just bear with me here. I'm just gonna show you how to do it, and that's it. All right. So if you don't have a model and you know how to practice and you don't have anything model right now, and you can just go here and open sample, and let's go to use the previews field. I love this model because it already have a lot of edges and cavities that is very, it's just perfect to do this kind of practice, because we're going to be using a lot of the ambient occlusion, shadows, and stuff like that, just a dirt in the cavities and stuff like that, right? Just okay, we have a blank material here. Then the first thing that we're going to be doing here is I'm going to show you how to merge fill layers and how to use the masks and stuff like that. So let's just do that, okay? Just to be just to be in the same page, okay? So something else. The material that we're going to be creating today is totally random. I have nothing planned right now, so let's just improvise here and let's create something awesome, okay? All right, so let's just jump in and create a fill layer. And with this fill layer, we're going to create a nice metal here. We're going to take the color out because it's going to be, entirely metallic. So let's just do that. And we're going to put here a little bit of a roughness value right here. And it's going to be a full metallic and something like this. And I'm going to turn off the effects. I don't want the effects right now. Um, activate post effects, just take it out. It's just you don't see any destruction. So now that we have this, we're gonna name this gonna be a base battle, something like that. All right. So and we're gonna go and we're gonna add another right click and add a fill layer. There you go. Fill layer. Do the same thing. Take color out. Can leave the roughness where it is and a little bit down here. Full metallic. And now that we have this, we're gonna do something interesting here. We're gonna add another fill layer, and on this one, we're gonna go here. We're gonna go grunge, and we're gonna select something like this. Balance a little bit. So now that we have this nice metal right here, I think we're gonna introduce a little bit of color, make it a little darker, something like this. There you go. Yeah, something like that. And less shiny. Yeah, this is perfect. A little bit more nice. Okay. Okay, now that we have that, let's just create another fill layer on top. And for this one, I want to do something interesting here. I want to add some damage to the edge. How can I do that? How can I introduce only damage on the edges? And I want the material to show that color only in the edges. Okay, how can we do that? This is a specific type of generator that can do that. Actually, not a specific one, but this is kind of like one of my favorites. So let me just go here and right click and go to generator, and you can actually use edge damage for that, or you can use the mass builder, whatever. But I like to use the curvature. The curvature creates a nice soft selection of the edges right there. And if you go here, Alt, and click on the mask, you can see what is the effect that the mask, or where is the mask introducing that. It's going to introduce that damage. All right. So just go select the material. It's going to go back to material, or you just press M and it's going to do the same thing. Okay. So now that we have this, it's too flat and it's too soft. So just introduce a little more of damage to that. We just create like right click and go to fill layer. And the fill layer, we're going to use it a lot, so just bear with me here. We're going to go to grayscale, and now that we have grunge here, you type grunge. Let's go and select any of these nice grunges here. Maybe like this one. Go to here to projection, and going to go with triplanar. All right, and let's hide this the handlers, and just go here, the manipulators. Yeah, manipulators. And on the grunge, let's go to the blending mode and go to subtracts. There you go. And you can see now that If you turn it off, it's totally soft, and you turn it on, and we had that nice effect on the edges. Looks good. I like it. So now that we have, okay, now that we have this effect right here, we're gonna do something interesting now. We're gonna go and just introduce a little more balance, kind of like something like that, and a little bit more contrast, uh, something like this. There you go, looking nice. All right, and we're gonna introduce now a second set of, well, of damage, something similar to this one. But first, let's go here and increase a little bit of the height, just a little bit, something like that. So you can see a little damage on those edges right there. I'm doing this like this because I like to create my own mask, my own damage into the surface. And if you don't like to do that, and I like to do it like this because it's gonna look less generated, but you can actually use another generator like the where is it, edge, metal edge, right, this one here, metal edge wear, and it's gonna give you some random stuff. But like I said, I like to use this one, so let me just show you how to do it like this. So let's go and duplicate this one more time here. And for this one, let's go here and let's go with another grunge, and let's go kind of like this one here. I like it, and introduce a little more contrast here. And now that we still have, look at that. And I like the effect. That kind of go, oh man, yes, I like it. So let me just change the color here for this, kind of like, and let's go to dynamic, and we're gonna introduce a little more color to this. Maybe something like this, and a little bit of roughness to it. There you go. And let's go do the same with this one. I want to copy the same color for that. So I'm just going to click here, click the selector, and go and keep it pressed and select that one. But I want to introduce kind of like darker, something like that. So we have a nice variation here. This is going to be brighter, and the other is going to be a little darker. But I want to create some more contrasty kind of thing looking in this one. You see what's going on in the edges? There you go. Something like this. Nice. All right, I like it. This is going good. So this is gonna be kind of like some kind of damaged metal kind of thing with a lot of rust in it. So just bear with me here. So now I want to introduce some damage to the surface. That surface right there looks too flat. So now that we have that, let's just go here, and we can either duplicate this one or just create a new one. So let's create a new one so you have to practice. Remember, the more you do, the more it's going to get stuck in your mind. So just do that, repetition and more repetition, all right? So just create a fill layer, go to right click and a black mask. And remember, we had this color right here so you can see what's going on. And actually, let's change the color to something like very intense so you can see what's going on here. And now let's go right click. Let's go to a fill layer. There you go, nice. And let's add something interesting here for the surface. Maybe something like this. All right, so okay, let's go here. Let me just there you go. Ooh, yeah. Yep, I totally like this. So I'm gonna go here and change the color. It's way too intense. Let's go. Actually, I'm not gonna use color for this one. There you go. Yeah, because I want to use the same, the color's gonna come later, so just keep it like this, metallic, full metallic. Let's go. Actually, if I don't use the metallic, it's gonna use the one from below in the same roughness. So there you go. All right. So now that we have this, we're gonna introduce a second set of damage to it. And let's go here. I'm gonna add another fill. And the way why I'm doing this is because I want to, like I said, create a less generated and more random to it. Let's go here to triplanar and let's do the same with this one. Use triplanar so the effect is more interesting. So this way, if I select here subtract, he's going to subtract from this one right here. So I just going to kind of like create a nice merge between this one and this one, subtraction from the other one. If I turn this off, you see that, and I turn it on, you see that it's a little more random to to the effects a little more random. Okay, so if I introduce a little more contrast, see, sorry, there you go. It's kind of like chipping away some of the details from the surface. There you go. I like that kind of like it's flatting here, but it's just kind of like you can see the little stuff in there. I love it. That I love it. I love it. I love it. Anyways, so now I want to introduce a little more intricate damage to it, like in not a lot of damage, but just a little bit more on those cavity that you see right here. It's too flat, so let's do something with that smart mask, and let's create a nice material here, another fill layer, and let's go with a blue, intense blue, something like that. There you go, so you can see better. So if you go here to our masks, let me just reduce the size of this and put this out here on the side so you can see what's going on. And let's go with smart masks. There you go. All right. So now, if you hover on top of those, you can see what's going on in the mask. And this one clearly doesn't. It's not going to affect the part that I really want to affect in there. So I'm just trying to find one that is actually sand cavities. I think this one's going to do the job. So I'm just going to drop it on top of the layer, and she's going to do all the job. There you go. Boom. It's actually affecting the places that I want to affect. So now that I have this, I'm going to introduce a little damage to it. So let me just go here, something like this. So the surface is not all clear and it's not all, nice and clean. That's kind of like what I'm trying to do. There you go. If I take it off and I put it on, you can see that we have a second set of damage to the surface, something like that, and I like it. Let me just create another. This is going to be for the edges, but this one is going to have a little bit of color. It's going to feel. I haven't named any of this. That's a bad idea. But for the purpose of the tutorial, just bear with me here and just let's do it like that. Let me go here and go something like this. All right, and let's go here and let's go cavity rust. Cavity rust, nice. Ooh, look at that, sexy. Oh my god, that looks beautiful. I love it. I freaking love it. I actually like this color. I have some small materials with that color. So let me just move that from the way. Just have it right here and just visualize this so much better. And I'm gonna change the color. I love using this color. Look at that, pretty, so pretty. And now I do this technique a lot because it creates a lot more random color to the surface. So I'm gonna duplicate this one here. And actually, let's do something here because it's annoying me right now. And let's go here with edge damage and introducing edge cavity damage and surface damage. Surface details and more surface detail. 2 and cavity color. And second set's gonna be cavity color 2. All right, so the second cavity color, and I did the same thing in both. Oh my god. There you go. The second cavity color I'm gonna put underneath, okay? This one is gonna be a little darker, okay? And you'll see what's gonna happen now. I'm gonna put it right there, and I go with the one on the top, and I'm gonna edit this one. And I'm gonna reduce a little bit of what's going on here, so you can see a little bit, and introduce a little more contrast. So you can see that we have a fade in a nice balance between those two. If I take this out, see what's going to happen? I have that one and we have this one right there. So we have a nice balance in between those two. And you can actually introduce a little bit more, something like that. Take the contrast a little, like actually high contrast. There you go. It creates a nice chip in from there. Nice. I like it. So that's kind of like something that I like to do. Create a one with a two with the same effect. And if you go here, you can see the difference right there. This is the background, and this is the one overlay on top of it. So it creates a nice balance right there. So you press M, go back to material. There you go. So now that we have this nice material right here, I love it. So let's just introduce a little bit of color to it. It's just, I mean, we have this nice colors on the surface. We can actually use the same material and create a nice underneath of it. So just duplicate this one. I'm gonna put it right here, and we're gonna take that mask out. And now we have this. We're gonna right click and go here to another fill layer, and now you'll see what's gonna happen now. And I'm gonna create something like this one here, probably like that. There you go. Nice. Gonna introduce a little bit of contrast, a little bit of, something like that. Okay, there you go. And now you can see that here, wherever is the damage going in, you can see the metal below. I like to do that kind of stuff. So let me go here, select this color layer, and go a little bit darker, kind of like like desaturate it. And you still can see the effects on the edges of the material. I like to do that kind of stuff. So there you go. So now that we have this, we can actually introduce a little bit of damage to that, and it's just something very low, that's a little subtle kind of thing. So it's not too flat. You know, something like that. I like to do, and I go here and just like the grunts go with triplanar. So triplanar projection, right? Something like that. Nice, like it. So now that we have all of that, this is gonna be base color. Oh my god, I have a what the hell? I always do the same thing. Oh, this is so weird. Anyways, we're just gonna introduce a little bit of dust in here. We're gonna keep the same color. We're gonna take in a little bit. We're gonna go here, black mass, generator, and we're gonna use dirt. Boom. Now we see what's going on with the dirt. So we're gonna introduce a little bit more contrast to it, and maybe level down a little bit. And we're gonna change the color here to something more like this. Okay, if I turn it off, turn it on, there you go. You can see the difference. And if you introduce a little bit more contrast, use triplanar, of course, you can see what's going on in the edges. So all of this, whatever we're doing here, all the generators and the cavity and whatever, all the masks and stuff like that, all of that uses the maps that you baked. So that's so important that you bake your models so you can have all that maps right there. In case you're starting right now, you're like, oh my god, it's not working, because at the beginning when I was working with surface and paint, I was like, what's going on? Why I'm not getting the same surface damage or edge damage? I didn't have the ambient occlusion or the curvature. That was a bad idea. I mean, I didn't know, so yeah. So if you go to project, you can see all the big maps that you have in the project. So that's something to check out and take care of that, because sometimes that's gonna go back and bite you. So all right, so now that we have this awesome material, right? So look at that. So what have we learned? What have we done so far on this? Okay, so we introduce and I show you how to shut down some part of the material. Like if you see here, we just got created like a nice metal kind of ish kind of thing, and introduce a little color on this one here. Maybe not too much color, maybe just put it kind of like that. Just modify that. And we added this later, but let's go here with this one. Some damage on the edges. And the way we did this, you see that we use a curvature to just specify or just to mask the edges of the model, and we just deleted, we took some parts of that from the curvature with this nice grunge right here on top. It's just creating that nice damage right there, and then we introduce a second set of damage to the edge, something nice, right, like that. Using the same technique, we use the curvature just to specify we can the only the edges right there, and we want to use another grunge on top just to take a little bit of the same, damage on top. And we use this one for, creating a little damage on the surface. We use the same grunges. And we did the same with this one, surface details. And then we started adding a little bit of rust or color, desaturation on that. And then we just added a little dust. And then we added this nice color on top. Actually, I like it like this. I absolutely love it like this with no color at all, and just we have some nice subtle things in there. But you can actually just go wild with this. Just do whatever. Look at that. Let's introduce a little bit, just very rough metal kind of. Oh my god, look at that. Oh man. Okay, let me just render a little real quick. Look at that. Just introduce a little light into it, something like this. So that kind of like, if you go here, let me show you how to do now. Let's create a folder here. Select all of that and drag it and drop here on the folder. Okay. And we're gonna call this nice material. So now that we have this nice material, right? And we're gonna right click and select create a small material. And if you go here to your shelf, you can see right there, that nice material. Now you can go back and take that one and use it every time you want. If I delete this one, I can just select that one, drag and drop right there, and boom, done. All right. Like, this is my second take for the eternity. The first part didn't go so well because I recorded the whole thing, but I missed a few things. So this is the one that I created before that one. We did the same process for this, with the mask and damaging the mask and stuff like that. So let's go here with the nice material. Oh, this is the one I was talking about. The one's for free, so you can go and get it. You can see I like to use a lot of damage in the surface and create a lot of, rough edges. Love doing that kind of stuff. It just. So anyway, so we just take that out and put the nice material that we just created. There you go. So that's how you do small materials. Because the way is sometimes you're texturing a prop, but there is a lot of parts that you have separated, and there's some materials that you want to keep, and sometimes you forget and just what model was or whatever. So this is a good technique. You just go put the materials in a folder, right click, create a small material, and you will have it in your library. So that way you can use it and modify anytime you want. All right. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please do, and hit like to the video, and hope you learned something from this mess that we created here. But it was a nice exercise just to show you how to how to do some nice stuff with this, social painting and small materials, small masks, and stuff like that, and how to modify your own mask and smart mask to create some random effects to it. So, hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. All right, bye. See you later.